Personality profile. Dr. Richard Levak is here with more on emotional intensity. Always nice to have you. Happy Monday. This is opening up a can of worms, let me tell you. So first of all, I want you to tell everyone what exactly is this thing, this emotional intensity.
When a person experiences emotions, but they're experienced really strongly, and they walk into a room and they can feel the mood, and the mood affects them. And if things are positive, they are so happy, and when things are negative, they're so upset. So they experience life just much more intensely.
So what happens in relationships is sometimes one person will be the intense feeler and the other one's not. Is that what happens in most cases?
Not necessarily in most cases, but that's when we start to see problems. If you have one of the partners is somebody who just doesn't feel intensely and the other one feels intensely, they can look at each other and say, calm down, stop being so dramatic. Or, why are you so cold? You just don't feel. So that's when we start to get problems, when there's a big difference.
Can you give us an example of who these intense feelers are, or who non-intense feelers are?
You know, a great example of a non-intense feeler, we do profiling of airline pilot applicants. When you are flying a plane, you cannot be highly emotional and intense. If you're flying and your pilot's going, ah, you don't feel safe.
Oh, that's a big problem.
It's a big problem. So pilots tend to be cool, calm, collected. And we actually say that you have to multiply the intensity of what they're saying in order to get a sense of empathy for them. Oh. So if somebody who's a low intensity feeler says, well, I can't say I'm too pleased, they're probably quite upset. And a high intensity feeler just feels all the time, and actually they're a little more dramatic. And at an extreme, they can look even moody.
So what are the negatives of these intense feelers, and can they still be good in relationships?
Yes, they can. The negatives are that they experience more internal conflict. Should I say something? Am I being too sensitive? They feel more internal conflict. They actually have more flus and colds. It seems like their internal system gets more stressed.
Are they could they be a hypochondriac even, because they're overthinking things?
They may look that way, absolutely. They've got something wrong and they start to catastrophize and worry. The low intensity feelers, the problem for them is they may seem aloof or cold. There is actually a condition called alexithymia, where you can't name your emotions. You're so cool, calm, and collected that you don't even know how to put words around your feelings.
So what do we do if we're in a relationship with a high intensity? I find myself, and I'm sure lots of people do, in these relationships where one's high intensity and one is low intensity. What do we do to even out the playing field?
And it might not be you that is the high intensity.
Right. I find myself being more of the low intensity feeler sometimes. I'm just kind of like, let's do this, let's move on, check the list, and let's go. So
That's
what does someone like myself do in that position?
Well, first of all, don't be impatient with the high intensity feeler. They really do feel things very intensely. And let them know, look, I feel these feelings, but they don't overwhelm me. So it's not that I'm cold, I'm just practical. I'm ready to move on. And you have to negotiate the difference. It's just like you're being an introvert and he's an extrovert. You have to understand and work with it. And you can't let it sort of get in the way of being together. And you can't call your high-intensity husband dramatic. Why are you so dramatic?
Oh, yeah, that would be a big problem. Hey, it's all about communication.
Because he'll feel it.
I bet. It's all about feeling, all about communication. Dr. Richard Levak, it is always nice to have you in here.
Thank you
so much, and happy Monday to you.